Hello students, I am Ketki Bhatnagar, Assistant Professor in the Department of Mass Communication from Babu Banarsidass University, Lucknow. This is the 7th video lecture series of the subject Media Research and Practices. This video lecture is meant for both graduate students and for postgraduate students. So let us start. In the previous video lecture, we have talked about the sample survey and census, and now here I will discuss the tools of research and the methods of data collection. I have already discussed about the tools and the methods of data collection, primary and secondary data, but here we will talk in brief. So let us start with our presentation. So let us start with the introduction, that what is tool? What are the tools which are used in research, and what is the purpose to use tools, various tools in the research process? Tools are instruments used to collect information for performance, assessments, self-evaluation and external evaluation. Tools need to be strong enough to support what the evaluations find during research. These research tools are meant to evaluate our data, that how they are helping us in evaluating the data. If we talk about research tools, it may be defined as anything that becomes a means of collecting information or data for your study that are called tools. The tools which we use, or the methods, the ways we use the tools for our study, that is called tools. There are various kinds of tools which we use for our study, that can be schedules, questionnaires, observation method and many more. Case studies, checklists, questionnaires, interviews, these are the tools of our research which we use, and we select the tool as according to our study or research. So let us move towards the next slide. Depending on the nature of the information to be gathered, different instruments are used to conduct the assessment forms of gathering data. Yes, this is a very important part of our research process, that we should select the tool according to our research. It is important to decide that you will use which tool for your study, because research is carried out in different ways. So we have to select our tool in a very proper way, so that our data which is getting collected by us can be evaluated for our research process. Now here we talk about the definition of tools. It is a testing device for measuring a given event, such as a questionnaire, an interview. What tool does? What it does? Yes, it helps in evaluation, that how we are measuring something. Like we can measure something by taking the questionnaire from the people who are involved in that, by taking interviews. It is an instrument or machine that aids in accomplishing a task. Yes, it helps in accomplishing our task in a way, so that we can use that data for our research purpose. Meaning of research tools. That what does it mean? Research tools are the instruments used for the purpose of data collection. Yes, the main motive of using the various research tools is to collect data, so that we can use it for our particular study. Research tools are measurable and observable for data analysis and interpretations. Yes, these tools help in data collection, and by that process we can measure our data and observe our data, and we can can do the interpretations on the basis of data analysis. Research tools constructed by researcher according to the objective. Yes, we have to be very selective while selecting any tool for our research study. The major tools of research in education can be classified broadly into the following categories, and those categories are inquiry forms. The inquiry forms which we use, that comes under questionnaire, In inquiry forms, what we can use? We can use the questionnaire. We can ask people to just fill that questionnaire. It can be used for our any research. Here it is mentioned in education, but we can use it in other research types as well. Schedules, opinionaire, where we take the opinions from the people, from where we want to collect our data. Rating scale. Rating scale is all about the performances, that high level or first position, second position, effectiveness. And second is observation. Observation can be both direct or indirect observation. Interview, where we take the interview, we ask questions. Sociometry, it is a very important tool. Measuring social relationships. Discover, describe and evaluate social status. Sociometry, social, the word socio is from social or society, and metry, and structure, and can measure the acceptance or rejection felt between sport group. Here we have taken the example of sport groups. So let us talk about the sociometry. In sociometry, many variations on the technique exist for studying different aspects of social preferences. Here we talk about social preferences in sociometry. For example, a group of networking structure can be exposed through the sociometric techniques of recording all interactions between group members. So here we are done with the tools, that what is a tool, what are the various research tools we will talk, and why it is important to use various tools in our research according to our study. Otherwise, the data which is collected will not be apt according to our study. So now let us move towards the data, that what is the data, what is the definition of data. Data collection is a systematic process of collecting details, information about desired objective from selected sample under control settings. Here we are talking about the data, that what is a data? Data is ultimately information which we want to collect for our study or for any purpose, that is called data. That we are getting information, we are collecting information related to our study. Here we are talking in context of research. So research data is any information that has been collected, observed, generated or created to validate original research findings. So that we can validate our research, we can observe and we can collect the data. Although usually digital research also includes non-digital forms such as laboratory notebooks and diaries and many more. If we talk about layman language, then data as a general concept refers as what? To the fact that some existing information or knowledge is represented in a way, or it is coded in some forms of suitable for better uses, or it can be processed by someone for their study. So here we have discussed about the data, that what is a data and what is the data in research. Now let us move towards our next slide. What is data collection? Here we are talking about the data, and the data which we are collecting, that have two types, that the first primary data collection and the secondary data collection. So let us start with the data collection. That first is primary data collection and secondary data collection. These are the two types of data collection methods. Here we will discuss the first primary data, which we call it as in first hand data. Personal contact observation is needed for the primary data. Face-to-face contact when we are interviewing someone, that is also a part of primary data collection. Secondary data collection, no direct contact to gather information. Here it is a second hand data. So let us start what is primary data and what is secondary data. Data collection plays a very crucial role in the statistical analysis. Yes, it plays a very important role. In research, there are different methods used to gather information. Yes, if we wish to collect information, then we have to use the different or various types of data collection techniques. That is primary data and secondary data I have discussed. As the name suggests, primary data is one which is collected for the first time, or it is called the first hand data. by the researcher, while secondary data is the data already collected or produced by others. The secondary data which we take for our research is already taken by someone and it is gathered by someone, and that we use for our study. That is called a secondary data. So let us start with the primary data. Primary data is a data originated for the first time. Yes, it is a first-hand data and it is originated by the researcher itself. By the researcher through direct efforts and experiences. Here, what the researcher have to do, they have to take their own efforts and they have to take the they have to come in contact with the respondents directly. They have to collect the data directly. There is a no mediator expressing specifically for the purpose of addressing the research problem, also known as the first hand data or raw data. Yes, we collect that data and then we do the analysis and interpretations, and then we make it in a form which we want for our study. Primary data collection is quite expensive. Yes, why it is expensive? Because we have to give our time, we have to pay for it. Yes, sometimes we have to pay for it. If we wish to take data from someone, then we have to give our time, we have to go with the expenses which we have to follow. So these are the things that primary data need. It is expensive, it is time taking process. As the researcher, research is conducted by the organization or agency itself. Yes, many people take the help from the agency for their research purpose, which requires resources like investment. Yes, it need investments, money and manpower too. Yes, we need resources for that. The data collection is under direct control and supervision of the investigator. Yes, in the primary data, the investigator or the researcher who wants to collect the data, they have the full control and they have the power of supervision, that they can supervise our data which they are collecting. So the primary data is collected by researcher itself, first-hand source, using methods like survey, like interviews or experiments. Here these are the primary data which we collect. It is collected with the research project in mind directly from primary resources. Researcher will begin a project by working on the secondary data, but they have to go with the direct contact from where they want to collect data. That is called a primary data. The data can be collected through various methods. I have already discussed, but let us talk again. Methods like surveys. Yes, they can take the help of survey. They can do the survey. Observation. Yes, if I am observing someone or any group or students, that is a direct approach and it is a first-hand data. I cannot manipulate it. Physical testing. Mailed questionnaires filled and sent by enumerators, personal interviews, telephonic interviews, focus group, case studies, etc. are the examples of primary data collection. Secondary data. Here we will talk about the secondary data, that is a second-hand data and that are already generated by someone else. Secondary data implies second-hand information which is already collected and recorded by any other person other than the use of purpose not relating to the current research problem. It is readily available form of data collected from various sources like census, government publications, internet, books, journals, reports, articles, websites, etc. Although I have told you that this is a second-hand data, it is already available and researcher can use it for their study, but it is not collected by the researcher itself. It is already existing data which is related to our study and we can use it. Secondary data implies second-hand information which is already collected and recorded by any other person. Secondary data offers several advantages as it is easily available. Yes, it is easily available on internet, books, interviews already which are conducted that are available on websites, journal, books or census by government publication. So it is easily available and it save our time and it save our money as well. cost of the researcher. But there are some disadvantages also with the secondary data. That is, as the data is gathered for the purpose other than the problem in the mind. Yes, if I am a researcher, if I have some problem, I have some query that I have to research on so and so subject, then mm, uh, it is not okay that yes, the research which is already conducted on the same topic is as same as related to my study, and it is you, and that data which is available is authentic as well. So we have to go with the authenticity also, that we cannot use any secondary data in our research. We have to go with the authenticity, that data is authentic or not, and yes, the numerical value which are used, the data which is in that particular study is already available, that is right or wrong. So there are some advantages and disadvantages. So let us move. So the usefulness of the data may be limited in a number of ways, like relevance and accuracy, that I have told you that yes, that particular data is relevant, related to my study or not, or it is accurate or not. So we have to go with that process also, that if I am collecting the secondary data, then I have to take the major concepts like relevance and the accuracy for that particular data which I am collecting for our study. Secondary data refers to data that is collected by someone other than the user. Common sources of secondary data can be for social science, include censuses, information collected by government departments or organizations, or many agencies are there which are collecting data. So these are the secondary data. So here I think you guys understood the concept of secondary data, and you can differentiate the secondary data and the primary data, that what is the secondary data and primary data, what are the advantages. But here I will discuss the difference. So let us move towards the next slide. The key differences between the primary and secondary data. Here we will discuss the difference. What differentiate between the primary data and the secondary data. As we know that the primary data is the first hand data, the researcher collects it on their own, and the secondary data is the already existing data. So the fundamental difference between the primary and secondary data are discussed in the following points. So let us start with the first point. The term primary data refers to the data originated by the researcher for the first time, as it is a real-time based data that we collect on the spot and face to face. So it is the first time data. Secondary data is the already existing data. The data which is already existing, it is already collected by someone, that is called a secondary data, collected by the investigator, agencies or organizations earlier. Yes, I have told you that the secondary data is already existing, maybe on any website, in journals or in books or in any interview newspapers. It can be available on anywhere, but it is not collected by the researcher itself, and it is not a first time data. Next point, the primary data is a real time data, whereas secondary data is one which relates to the past. Yes, the data which is already existing is based on the past concepts, but the primary data, if we talk about the primary data, it is a real time. Why? Because we are collecting on the time of my study. So it is a real time data and secondary data that has been already done in the past. Next point, primary data is collected for addressing the problem at hand. Yes, the problem at hand, because whatever study is all about, that yes, I have so and so problem, research problem, and I have to collect data on the basis of this particular problem or inquiry, while the secondary data is collected for purpose other than the problem at hand. Yes, that data which is collected as a secondary data can be related to my study, but it is not at the moment what problem I am facing, what problem I have in my research. The research problem which is in my hand, that with where we want to collect the data, is not the same. It can be related, the secondary data can be related to my study, but it is not fixed. So this is the third point of difference between the primary data and the secondary data. So let us move towards the next one. Primary data collection is a very involved process. Yes, why? Because the researcher has to get involved. If I am a researcher and I have to collect primary data, then I have to get involved in for that particular research process, and it is a time consuming process. I need to have some money as well, because I have to spend my time, I have to spend money, I have to get into direct contact with that person from where I have to collect the data. So ये एक लंबा प्रोसेस भी होता है और इसमें रिसर्चर को इन्वॉल्व भी बहुत ज़्यादा होना पड़ता है. On the other hand, secondary data collection process is rapid and easy. Yes, secondary data, what I have to do, I just have to Google something, that if I have a particular study, research problem, and I am just typing it on Google that yes, so and so, and I'll get so many articles related to that particular study, and I can collect the data from those websites, journals, e-journals are available, e-newspapers are available. So it is a rapid, it is a quick form of data collection, and we can have easily avail that secondary data. So the next difference is primary data collection source includes survey. Yes, the primary data collection need some other types or some other ways that here we will discuss. Primary data collection sources can be survey. Yes, one can do the survey, observations, experiments. Survey are basically used when any new product is launched. Survey are for many types of research it can be used, but what I have experienced that there are n number of companies, those who are launching their products, they do the just survey method, they just go for the survey method, because somewhere they get into touch with that particular target audience and they just ask the question. For example, if I am a manufacturer of any washing powder, and so my target audience will be housewives, those who use the washing powders. So what I can do that I can conduct a survey for different society and ask the people, and what I can do, I can hire some team and they will conduct the survey, or I can hire any agency and they will do the survey for my purpose, so that I can justify with my product that yes, what kind of product they are looking for, my target audience is looking for housewives which are using washing powder. So survey is a very good method of primary data collection. Observation, I can observe any particular group or any student or any particular person, and I can go for that, I can use that data for my study. For example, मुझे अगर कुछ बच्चों की ऑब्जर्वेशन करनी है कि बच्चों को किस मेथड से पढ़ाई करना पसंद है, उन्हें डिजिटल फॉर्म पसंद है या उनको पर्टिकुलरली नोट्स देना उन्हें पसंद है या उन्हें सुनना पसंद है, तो व्हाट आई कैन डू, मैं एक क्लास में जाऊंगी, मैं बच्चों को ऑब्जर्व करूंगी कि उनको किस मेथड में कौन सी पैडागोजी में उनको ज़्यादा मज़ा आ रहा है. सो दिस इज़ माई डायरेक्ट ऑब्जर्वेशन मेथड. Experiments, yes, any experiment that I am going with it, so I can observe, I can go with that experiment, and उस experiment से क्या result of finding आई है, I can use it for my data. Next is personal interview. अगर मुझे किसी बड़ी पर्सनालिटी के बारे में, उनके बारे में लिखना है, अपने रिव्यूज़ देने हैं, या मुझे अपनी स्टडी में यूज़ करना है कि उनके क्या व्यूज़ हैं, तो मैं क्या कर सकती हूँ, मैं उनका पर्सनल इंटरव्यू लूँगी, ठीक है, या मैं किसी एक पर्टिकुलर रिनाउंड पर्सनालिटी का भी इंटरव्यू ले सकती हूँ और नॉन रिनाउंड का भी, कि हाँ भाई ऐसे ऐसे लोगों ने एक कम्युनिटी, जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल मुझे अगर लेडीज़ के लिए एक बनाना है, हाउस वाइफ्स के लिए एक चैनल बनाना है जिसमें वो खुद आए सामने, वो किचन वर्क भी हो सकता है, वो उनका हैंडीक्राफ्ट वर्क भी हो सकता है, तो उसके लिए मैं क्या कर सकती हूँ, मैं उनका इंटरव्यू की क्या वो टीवी पे आना पसंद करेंगे, क्या वो उनमें जो टैलेंट है वो उसको बाहर लाना पसंद करेंगे, क्या उनको वो एक्सपोजर के लिए वो अलाउड हैं, तो उसके लिए मुझे पर्सनल इंटरव्यू के लिए जाना पड़ेगा. सो दीज आर द प्राइमरी डेटा collection sources which I can use for my study, or any researcher can use for their own study. So here next, on the contrary, secondary data collection sources. Now here we are talking about the secondary data sources. Can be government publications. Yes, there are n number of government publications which one can use for their own study, a researcher can use. Websites, all the data are available on the websites. Books, yes, there are n number of books which are related to, it can be related to my study or anyone else study. websites are there, now the e-books are available, now e-journals are available, e-newspapers are available, so everything is getting digitalized. So the secondary data sources can be websites, books, journals, articles, internal records. Yes, internal records of any company that can be used for the research as well. Now next point that differentiate the primary data and the secondary data. Primary data collection requires a large amount of resources like time, cost and manpower. Yes, it is true क्योंकि it is a first hand data, क्योंकि इसमें इन्वेस्टिगेटर और रिसर्चर खुद इन्वॉल्व होता है, जाके उसको अपना टाइम देना पड़ता है, उसको कॉस्ट मनी लगानी पड़ती है और उसमें रिसोर्सेज की भी ज़्यादा ज़रूरत पड़ती है क्योंकि ये फर्स्ट हैंड डेटा है. इफ़ आई एम कलेक्टिंग एनी इन्फॉर्मेशन, मुझे अगर कोई इंटरव्यू लेना है या मुझे कोई सर्वे कंडक्ट कराना है तो आई हैव टू गो फॉर एनी एजेंसी, या अगर मुझे खुद से सर्वे कराना है डायरेक्ट अपनी कंपनी का तो मैं लोगों को हायर करूँगी, उनको पैसे दूंगी कि येस दे आर गेटिंग पेड फॉर दैट. आई हैव टू प्रिपेयर क्वेश्चन आर, I have to take their interviews. So what cost is needed? Yes, money plays very important role. Yes, time and resources. These three basic points are very important for the primary data collection. A researcher has to use their cost, their money, their time. They have to spend time on collecting the primary data, and the resources are needed for that study. So primary data collection requires large amount of resources like cost, like time which we are spending, and manpower, or it can be resources also. नेक्स्ट इन कॉन्ट्रेरी सेकेंडरी डेटा इज़ रिलेटिवली इनएक्सपेंसिव. येस, सेकेंडरी डेटा में क्या है कि हम जाके सीधा गूगल किया हमने कि हमें ये स्टडी, मेरा ये पर्टिकुलर टॉपिक है, उससे रिलेटेड आर्टिकल्स चाहिए या वेबसाइट्स कुछ हैं गवर्नमेंट के पब्लिकेशन से, हम उनको ऑनलाइन सर्च कर सकते हैं, या हम अपनी लाइब्रेरी को जाके, अपने कॉलेज की लाइब्रेरी में जाके या पब्लिक लाइब्रेरीज में जाके हम डेटा कलेक्ट कर सकते हैं. एंड इट इज़ क्विक. येस, वी कैन कलेक्ट द डेटा इफ़ वी आर गेटिंग फॉर द डिजिटलाइजेशन. देन what is the most important and feasible part is that we can easily collect the data quickly, that if I wish to collect any information related to my study, I can just Google it and collect that data. It is quick and available, and it is easily available from the various sources like websites, journals, etc. So let us move towards the next difference between primary and secondary data. Next is primary data is always specific to the researcher's need. Yes, it is a very important difference between the primary. क्यों? क्योंकि प्राइमरी डेटा में रिसोर्स और रिसर्चर को पता है कि उसे किस टाइप का डेटा चाहिए. स्पेसिफिक टू द रिसर्चर नीड, दैट इफ़ आई नीड to take any interview, then I will directly contact that person and take the interview, and it is related, I will only ask those questions which is related to my study. I need not to go. On the other hand, in secondary data, if I am collecting data, then it can be not specific or needful. There is some data which is not needful, but in primary data I'll get the data which is only needed for me and for my study. So the primary data is always specific to researcher needs. And in contrary, the quality of research also, yes, the data which I am getting, it is totally dependent on my data, because it is a first hand data, and I can collect data on the basis of my study need, what my study actually need. So I will collect that particular data. In contrast, secondary data is neither specific. Yes, if I am collecting data from the secondary data sources like website, there are n number of things which is not related to my study. So I have to cut it down, and I have to just very specific to my data, that I have to take only that particular data. But in first hand data or primary data, I am just collecting the data which is needed for my study. Secondary data is neither specific to the researcher's need, nor he has control over the data quality. Yes, the secondary data, we cannot control the quality of data which we are collecting for our study. Next, primary data is available in the raw form, whereas the secondary data is refined form. Yes, why? Because in first hand data, it is a first hand data, primary data is available in the raw form, and then we convert into an information that is needed for my particular study. The secondary data is refined. Yes, the researcher who has used that data for their own study secondary, the data which is available is the refined form of data because it is collected by someone else. It can be said that the secondary data is obtained when statistical methods are applied to the primary data. Yes, सेकेंडरी डेटा के लिए जो हमारे पास सेकेंडरी डेटा अवेलेबल है वो भी तो किसी रिसर्चर ने पहले उसका प्राइमरी डेटा कलेक्ट किया होगा, देन उसने अपनी रिसर्च को ऑनलाइन डाला या वेबसाइट्स पे डाला है, बुक में डाला। तो जब उस रिसर्चर ने वो पर्टिकुलर डेटा जब किसी बुक या वेबसाइट पे डाला तो उसको उसने स्टैटिस्टिकल मेथड यूज़ किया होगा, तब उसने वो उसके लिए किसी और रिसर्चर के लिए वो सेकेंडरी डेटा बना। और वो जो डेटा जो फर्स्ट हैंड डेटा था, प्राइमरी डेटा जो रिसर्चर ने जर्नल या वेबसाइट पे डाला है, वो पहले तो रिसर्चर के लिए फर्स्ट हैंड डेटा रहा होगा जिसने ये वेबसाइट पे डाला है। जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल आई एम अ रिसर्चर, आई एम रिसर्चिंग ऑन सम टॉपिक, तो जिसने पहले उससे पहले स्टडी की होगी तो वो उस रिसर्चर के लिए वो जो उसने डेटा पहले कलेक्ट किया था वो उसके लिए प्राइमरी हो गया और मेरे लिए वो सेकेंडरी हो गया, इसलिए दैट डेटा इज रिफाइंड वन। नेक्स्ट पॉइंट, data collected through primary sources are more reliable and accurate as compared to the secondary sources. As I have discussed this point before this slide, that yes, secondary data is, we have to check the accuracy or the relevance also, that the data which is available on the net or on the book or the journal is authentic or it is relevant for my study or not, or it is reliable or not. But the first hand data, because I am collecting that data on my own itself, yes, it is needed for my study and I'll collect the data only that for that particular study. So my data is accurate, relevant and appropriate and reliable also. So the first hand data is always reliable, but the secondary data is also reliable, but I have to check the authenticity and the relevance of that particular data, that it is or not. So these are the basic difference between the primary data and the secondary data. So these are the key difference between the primary data and the secondary data which we have discussed. I hope you all understood the concept of primary data and secondary data and what are the various tools which we use in the research. Primary data or first hand data we can call it, and it is collected by their own, by their researcher. This type of information is obtained directly from first hand sources by means of n number of surveys, observation, that I have told you that there are various ways of collecting the primary data and the secondary data. Primary data is collected in the course of doing experiments or doing observation or descriptive research or performing surveys or observation that we can use in descriptive research as well. And it is also used for the communication research also. And in contrary, secondary data is available or easily available and it is very feasible for the researcher to collect that secondary data. It can be publication of any government, technical and trade journals, reports of various businesses, banks, public records, statistical or historical documents which we can use for our study. But the disadvantage of secondary data is that it is reliable or not, it is accurate or not, or we have to check the suitability of that data for our study. So these are the points which one should consider while collecting the secondary data and the primary data. The first hand data, as we have discussed, I hope you understood the concept of primary and secondary data. So here this 7th video lecture series is ended, and I hope you all got the point of like research, that what is a research, types of research, the research process, the research designing and the tools which we use, and what is the research tool and what is research methods which we use for various researches, what are the processes, what are the various designs which we use in various types of research, and what are the methods for our data collection which we use. So these are the basic concepts which I have discussed with you guys, and in the next video lecture series I'll discuss I'll discuss the other methods of data collection like survey, opinion polls, and the research problem. That what is a research problem? As I have used this term research problem, what is a research problem? I have defined it in a very brief way, but in the next video lecture, we will discuss in brief about the research problem, the opinion polls, what is survey. So, I hope you all understood. Thank you so much. Have a nice day.